Vitamin Water Zero Sugar has great taste, zero BS, and, obviously, zero sugar. For those with zero room in their calendar. Zero patience for slow walkers. Those who get 0 hours of sleep on a Saturday night. Have zero filter, zero given, and zero interest in grabbing a plain, boring water. Grab a delicious Vitamin Water Zero Sugar today.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. So Netflix is basically Santa this year. 2 NFL games on Christmas Day, streaming live. At 1 p.m. Eastern, it's Cowboys, Commanders. Then at 4:30, you've got Lions, Vikings. Midwest football, playoff stakes, and probably some snow. Watching holiday football is a tradition the whole family can enjoy. Open some gifts, grab some food, settle in, and watch NFL Live on Netflix this Christmas Day.
Welcome to the Economic Theories episode series on Learn Finance 101, where we break down the key economic theories. Austrian Economics, originating in the late 19th century with Karl Menger and advanced by Ludwig von Mises, Friedrich Hayek, and Murray Rothbard, is a school of thought emphasizing individual action, subjective value, and market processes over mathematical modeling or central planning. Emerging in Vienna, it offered a distinct alternative to classical and later neoclassical economics by focusing on the decentralized nature of economic coordination and the dangers of government intervention. Its influence persists in libertarian circles and debates on monetary policy. The core idea of Austrian economics is methodological individualism. Economic phenomena arise from individual choices driven by subjective preferences, not aggregate models. Menger's Principles of Economics, 1871, introduced subjective value, arguing that a good's worth depends on its utility to individuals, not inherent properties like labor input. This contrasts with the classical labor theory of value. Prices, in the Austrian view, emerge from individual valuations and convey critical information about scarcity and demand, as Hayek emphasized in his work on spontaneous order. Markets coordinate through these price signals without requiring central direction. A key framework is praxeology, Mises's deductive method for studying human action, which assumes individuals act purposefully to achieve ends. Unlike mainstream economics, Austrians reject empirical testing and econometrics, arguing that economic truths are derived logically from axioms. The Austrian business cycle theory is central. Artificial credit expansion by central banks lowers interest rates, misleads entrepreneurs into overinvestment, and causes unsustainable booms followed by busts. Hayek's Prices and Production, 1931, detailed this, blaming central banks for distorting market signals. Austrians advocate laissez-faire policies, minimal government, and sound money, often a gold standard of fixed exchange rates, to prevent such distortions. Other concepts include time preference. People value present goods over future ones, influencing interest rates. Capital theory, emphasizing production's time structure. And entrepreneurship as a driver of innovation. Austrians view markets as dynamic processes, not static equilibria, contrasting with neoclassical models. They oppose socialism, with Mises's 1920 critique arguing that without prices, central planning fails to allocate resources efficiently, a point validated by socialist economy struggles. Criticisms are significant. Mainstream economists fault Austrian economics for lacking mathematical rigor and empirical validation, limiting its academic influence. Its rejection of data-driven analysis makes it less applicable to policy design. Critics argue it overstates market efficiency, ignoring externalities like pollution or market power, which require intervention. The business cycle theory struggles to explain modern financial complexities, such as derivatives or global capital flows. Behavioral economics challenges the assumption of purposeful action by highlighting cognitive biases. Historically, Austrian predictions of fiat money collapse have not fully materialized, as central banks adapted with inflation targeting. In modern contexts, Austrian economics influences libertarian thought, cryptocurrency advocacy, and critiques of central banking. The rise of Bitcoin and decentralized finance aligns with Austrian distrust of fiat money. Austrian ideas resonate in calls for deregulation and free market solutions, though their practical impact is limited compared to neoclassical or Keynesian frameworks. The 2008 financial crisis revived interest in the business cycle theory, as low interest rates fueled housing bubbles, but mainstream policy favors mixed approaches over pure laissez-faire. Austrian economics' strength lies in its philosophical defense of individual liberty and market coordination, offering a critique of overreach by governments and central banks. Its emphasis on subjective value and entrepreneurship informs niche areas like startup ecosystems. However, its rejection of formal modeling and intervention limits its appeal in addressing complex issues like climate change or inequality. The school remains a provocative voice, challenging mainstream assumptions but struggling for policy relevance in a data-driven world